CHS varsity soccer team hosts the Knights of South Dearborn tonight on the TV3 Game of the Week. Hello there, fans, and welcome to Spartan Field here at the Connersville High School campus for today's match between the Connersville Spartans and the South Dearborn Knights. Alongside the incomparable Ron Wiley, I'm Ben Houston. Ron, it's a beautiful morning here at Spartan Field. We got an 11 a.m. start. A little rain earlier in the day, but this new field here at Spartan Field really took the rain really well.
It looks absolutely beautiful, not just weather-wise, but the field-wise. Looks very, very nice, and I look forward to a nice, solid game between the Spartans and South Dearborn.
Connersville coming into today's game with a 3-2-1 record. They've won their last two games. South Dearborn, on the other hand, 4-2, but they've lost their last two. Two teams really heading in two different directions coming into today.
Yeah, and hopefully the Spartans continue that upward climb, and South Dearborn, of course, they want to get back on that winning column, and they're hungry.
Spartans will run a 4-5-1 formation today as we get underway here at Spartan Field. They're anchored in the keeper position by sophomore Eli Judd. Been putting up some real solid games here lately with a few clean sheets. Ball's going to go out of bounds as the game starts to settle in here. Here's Cotton for South Dearborn. Looks like the official will have him try one more time. Throwing from the corner now from the Knights. Service into the box handled by the Spartan defense, and we'll do it one more time. Cotton with a short throw in here to the corner. It's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for the Spartans. This will be our first opportunity to see the Spartans try to get onto the offensive third of the pitch here as Eli Judd lines up his goal kick. Spartans are headed up front in their 4-5-1 formation by Cooper Griffin. Cooper, number 16, is a senior striker for the Spartans. Here's Cole Martin in the midfield, dispossessed by South Dearborn, now takes the ball back. Little back and forth play here on the defensive end of the pitch. South Dearborn tries to penetrate, cannot, and now Connersville on the counter. That is Griffin on the near side wing. He's looking for help in the middle, and his attempt is taken care of by the Knights, and it'll be a throw-in now for South Dearborn.
And one thing I noticed, Ben, that most people might not recognize was that our player his foot was outside, out of bounds, but the ball was in the line in the play of field, which means it's good.
The only thing you have to worry about in soccer, fortunately, is that the ball stays in. So that throw-in is actually going to go Connersville's way now. Here's the throw in into the box, looking for Jugman Dami. And that was the first chance there for Connersville, unable to capitalize.
Well, you got to really feel the butterflies coming when you see that ball coming in near the goalkeeper. And
Lakota Carter finds space, and Eli Judd's going to get his first save of the match. Sorry to cut you off there, Ron. That was a nice counterattack there from the Knights. Possession now in the midfield. South Dearborn trying to control the ball. That'll go out of bounds, throw into Connersville.
Yeah, they waste no time to get that ball in there.
Connersville looking to set a pretty high tempo here as Cole Martin works with the ball at his feet. Nice move to get away from the defender. And a mistimed pass there is going to give it back to the Knights. Carter for the Knights again trying to penetrate that back four of the Spartans. Ball roll out of bounds for Connersville once again.
And when you throw it in, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, you have to have both feet on the ground when you're throwing it in, correct?
That is correct. Both feet have to have at least a toe on the ground for it to count. South Dearborn doing a really good job of pressing the issue with Connersville. That ball is going to be cleared away by Connersville. Nice job there from Grant Rose to get rid of the danger.
These kids have to be in excellent cardio shape. It's continual. It's a stop and go, and these kids are impressive so far.
Here's Cooper Griffin on the outside.
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry, that pass was to Cooper Griffin. He's looking for room. At the shot attempt, and a goal from Cooper Griffin is going to get things started here for the Spartans.
Yeah, the goalie went out just a little bit too much, and Cooper kept his eye on the ball and just easily hit that ball in that net, and we're up 1-0.
And that is the start that Connersville was looking for in talking with Coach Mike Bottomley earlier before the match. He mentioned that at times the team has had difficulty scoring through the season so far. So I'm sure he's very pleased that within the first 5 minutes, Connersville puts one on the board.
And you talked about a perfectly, pass right there. It was just perfectly executed from the Spartans.
South Dearborn now once again probing the Connersville defense.
Now the last thing the Spartans want now is for South Dearborn to get on the board so quickly.
South Dearborn trying to use the corner of the field there. Connersville clears. This goes to Dami in the midfield. Dispossessed, now South Dearborn once again trying to attack. They're going to send things back and reset. Nice 1-2 play there from the Knights, though. Cleared by Connersville. Lakota Carter been very active for the Knights up front so far.
Oh, yeah.
Connersville clears once again. And here comes Cooper Griffin again looking for that outlet. Nice job there by the Knights to recover. It'll be a corner kick to the Spartans.
Yeah, very good defensive play there for South Dearborn I tell you, it looked like Griffin had a little bit of a step on the defender there.
Connersville taking their time setting up this set piece.
Yeah, wasted opportunity there.
Here comes South Dearborn on a counter. Dami able to break that up.
Nice move.
And once again, South Dearborn just continues to press the issue forward.
Yeah, you would think that they would have the lead. We very seldom have been on their side of the field so far in this first almost 7 minutes of this game.
Here comes the Knights on the attack once again, looking to the near side wing.
Shows how good our defense has been.
That play broken up by Connersville's Brett Gray. Cooper Griffin tried to control here on the near side, was unable to keep it in bounds. It'll be a throw in to the Knights. Quickly taken, looking for Lakota Carter again. Now Griffin with a little combination play. And Armand Angeles, the team captain here for the Spartans, now on the far side. He's looking to make a move around the wing. He's got some space. He's going to keep it himself. And that'll be a save there from the South Dearborn goalkeeper.
Just could not get enough angle to pass it off to one of his teammates.
Connersville keeps it on the offensive third of the pitch. Here's Angeles again. Missed time pass there from Connersville is going to let the ball roll back to Hunter Ross. Here's Dami.
I'm very impressed with his dribbling skills, his ball handling skills. Very impressive.
Very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Here he is once again looking to get into the box. He's got a little bit of space. He takes a shot. Nice save there from Ross.
Yeah, and it looked like, Ben, that was from his left foot. It looked like he kicked that with his, I'm assuming I've seen him do a lot of leads with his right foot. So, very, very nice shot on goal there from our Spartan.
Connersville defense able to clear that one. Brett Gray having a good game so far here on the near side defensive end, but he's putting on a lot of miles already trying to keep up with Lakota Carter.
Yeah, and I think he may have took a shot to the upper part of his knee, and he's kind of shaking it out a little bit, maybe his thigh area. He's kind of hampering.
Another throw in here for Connorsville as they try to work the far side of the field. Arm drag takedown, no call. Here's Connorsville again, trying to possess in the midfield.
Ooh, nice.
So important
Yeah.
in any soccer match to control the midfield. Here's Cole Martin pressing the issue forward. Nobody home on the other end of that pass, and South Dearborn will try to set things up. Here's Martin again. He's got Griffin forward. Griffin not going to be able to make it there as that pass was just a little too heavy for the striker to get in front of.
Yeah, it looked like nothing could develop for him. He couldn't break free enough to pass it off.
Connorsville once again trying to handle that pressure from the South Dearborn Knights.
And they've done it very well.
So far, so good here
Yeah.
for the Spartans. Here comes Connorsville again. Griffin to Dami, back to Griffin. They're going to work that outside wing again.
Yeah, here in the last 5 minutes, we've sort of shifted it to where it's we've been playing on our side, putting them on the defensive.
Here's an attempt for Connorsville as they set up, shot
Yes.
and scores.
Beautiful.
Nice hook up there for Brayson McQueen.
Yeah, that was a beautiful. I mean, right there, they timed that out perfectly, and
Spartan goal, Brayson McQueen.
it kissed off the goal post right into the net. Beautiful. Spartans up now 2-0.
That's McQueen's first attempt at goal, first shot on goal, and first score of the match. Connorsville up 2-0 here, or 0 for our American fans.
I wondered if that's. I was going to say nil. I thought, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, it's like love and tennis.
All things clicking well here for Connorsville. We haven't seen a lot of play up front from them, but the counterattack is working very well so far here today.
Yeah, and their defense, when South Dearborn's deep into their territory, it's been phenomenal.
Ball on the far side. It'll be a throw-in for Connorsville. Here's Dami. Looking for some space. He's
just really good.
He has got a very natural ability, you can tell so far.
Yeah.
Spartans once again trying to get it into the box. We are going to have a free kick as the official calls the first foul of the game. It'll be just outside the box, so another set piece opportunity for the Spartans. Connorsville with 4 shots already here today, all of them on target, and 2 of them resulting in scores. Here's Angeles from outside the box.
Wow.
Nice tip save there from Ross. South Dearborn is able to hold the threat temporarily. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans.
Ross, I tell you, he looked back hoping that it didn't tip it into the net, but nice tip save there from Ross.
It was a nice-looking attempt there from Angeles as well from distance.
Nice throw.
Nice throw in. Over the head, though, of Dami as he jumped to try to strike it with his head. Connorsville keeps possession temporarily now. Here comes Connorsville. The attack finally cleared from South Dearborn, but Connorsville is able to get on the other end of that pass. They'll try to set things up again on the far side. Here's Dami. A little bit of space. Pushes it in. He was looking for Connorsville's...
South Dearborn was the goalie was definitely out of place right there.
It looked like that may have been Griffin on the other end, unable to connect with it.
Yeah, the goalie again way out of place on that one. Luckily, their defender got enough leg on it to knock it away. Enough foot.
Connorsville now on the near side, looking to set something up. Griffin gets in between that pass. It'll be out of bounds. Throw in for the Knights.
the Spartans' difference in this ball game is that when they've been putting the pressure on South Dearborn, they've scored. South Dearborn has had plenty of opportunities down, and I'm not sure if they've only had, I think, one shot on goal, but they've had plenty of time putting the pressure on us, and we've held them.
Over the first 10 minutes of this match, Ron, we spin it on the Knights side of the field. Connersville's been doing a better job keeping things on their end.
Yep.
And just as we say that,
it comes back. Yeah.
The Knights start coming again with number 7 Carter looking for some help in the midfield. Here's Xander Beach. Thought about an attempt from range that was blocked by the Spartan defense, and it'll be a throw-in for South Dearborn. Connersville coached by Mike Bottomley, now in his 11th season as the varsity head coach.
Hard to believe it's been that long for Mike.
Here's Connersville now with Dami working the midfield, splitting 2 defenders, now 3 defenders. Nice way to pass forward. And that's going to be another throw-in for the Spartans.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch him dribble. It's beautiful to see his ball control. It's just with ease, very fluid, again, it makes it look like I can do that. I mean, very, very nice watching this kid.
Mass substitutions for Connersville, as it looks like Cole Martin, Cooper Griffin, and Trevor Young come out of the lineup. Connersville looks like they're going to call a foul on the Spartans, and it'll be a free kick for the Knights. So 15 minutes in, Coach Bottomley makes a few adjustments, gives some of those forward players a breather as Connersville will get a throw-in on the far side. This is Lane Dungan getting some possession here as he's come into the lineup. Shifting to the center now, Lakota Carter for the Knights has some room, broken up by the Spartans. Here's Dungan again. Ooh. Hard contact, but you'll notice the defender had the position, so Dungan there created the contact. That's why that's a no call. South Dearborn trying to gain some possession here in the midfield.
Nice.
This is Connersville's Deacon Preck now, finding Dami to Dungan up front. And nice clearance there from South Dearborn.
Yeah, South Dearborn just hasn't been able to establish anything offensively in probably the last
We're getting on almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, getting close to 10 minutes where they really just have not done anything offensively. And, in any sport, it's hard to create a rhythm if you can't get going offensively.
Yep. Lakota Carter was having his way up front for the Knights, and Connersville's done a good job of just some subtle changes in the back to really put him in check.
Yeah, and surprisingly, just that one shot on goal. If you watch the first, 5-6 minutes of the game, 7 minutes, you would think that they would have probably had more opportunities, but our defense down there shut them down.
This will be a corner kick for the Spartans. Lane Dungan kind of camping out in the keeper box here as service comes into the middle. Cleared by the Knights. Still in the danger zone as they'll have to keep working.
Oh, good. Ooh.
And it looks like the Spartan offender got more leg than ball on that one. And that was Armand Angeles coming in for that sliding tackle. Big kick for the Knights, trying to get over that Connersville defense that has proved it enigmatic for them in the last 10 minutes.
Very, very good.
Now the Knights will make some substitutions as 2 or 3 Knights will get a breather on the bench, including Lakota Carter. He has been working very hard up front all day, trying to get some space. So far, nothing working out for the Knights. Here's clearance from the Spartans. We'll see who wins the battle of the midfield here. This is Connersville's number 21, Luke Blakely. working the ball again now as he comes up the near side, looking down the near side. Connersville keeps it in as Bryson McQueen is going to serve it up to Dungan over his head, unfortunately, and the Knights will have a chance to counter. Dungan does a nice job of catching back up to
I was going to say
that play.
Yeah, he did not turn the Jets off at all.
Connersville works the ball on the far side. Here's Angeles. Nice move to get around one defender. Now he's going to let the offense set up a bit. Luke Blakely working the outside for Connersville. And it's going to be a corner as the official gives another play on. You're going to see some bodies hit the ground here a little bit. And, that's a typical soccer match. So far, a very evenly called game from the officials.
Yeah, and they bounce right back up because in soccer, there's pretty much everything goes. It doesn't stop.
The field is so nice. It feels like you're falling on pillows, I'm sure, out there.
Yeah.
Here's the corner, going to be long for the Spartans, trying to find that outside option. Back into the box. Here's Dungan with the goal.
Yeah.
Beautiful play there from Lane Dungan.
Yeah, that was a very beautiful play. Very nice. Just got enough of the top of his head to knock that ball in, and now we're up 3-0.
Spartan goal from Lane Dungan.
Would have never guessed that we had this much rain this morning. With talk about the field, how it is absolutely holding up.
It soaked it right up. The rain stopped maybe around 9 a.m. We were out here by 9:30 for setup, and you could tell a huge difference from the normal ground walking onto the laid sod, and you wouldn't have known that it had rained. Very nice job by the Connersville Fayette County School District groundskeepers to keep this thing just beautiful.
Yeah, it looks very, very nice.
Angeles looking for Dungan again in the midfield, dispossessed by South Dearborn. They're now trying to set something up on the far side. Connersville defense, though, very strong. You can see that whole back four running together in unison. That is a sign of things going very well on defense.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it, just like synchronized swimming. They're the zone defense in basketball. These guys are playing as one.
Connersville now trying to work the ball up the near side. Trevor Young on the wing now as Cole Martin is back into the lineup with the ball at his feet. And that will be another shot on goal for Martin. And credit Ross with the save.
Here we are halfway through this first half, and South Dearborn has just one shot on goal. Of course, unofficially, but that's what I remember, just one shot on goal. That first 5-6 minutes of the ball game, you would have never guessed it.
Here's Martin now working the ball in the middle. Goes to ground to keep possession. Goes to ground again. Looks like they're going to call him for the offense there, and it'll be a free kick for the Knights. You can see here on the replay, he's more worried about body position than actually going with the ball. Good call there from the official. Here's Angeles again. Connersville trying to continue to press the issue up front, not satisfied with a 3-goal advantage here. And it looks like we're going to have more substitutions here for Connersville.
Again, amazed at how, you have people who run, they jog, they do it for an hour or so. These kids are running, stopping, running, stopping, running, stopping. Just amazed the shape that they have to be in to play this game.
Cooper Griffin back into the lineup for the Spartans. Looks like Angeles has taken his first break of the day. Cooper Griffin now has the captain armband on. Lakota Carter back in for the Knights as well, as he's going to see what havoc he can wreak now as he's into the box. Trailing player there with him is Xander Beach.
Yeah, there was their second shot on goal.
A nice save there from Judd to keep the score line at 3-0.
the headers, that ball hurts. You got to do it just right.
Yeah, it is not a friendly strike
Right.
when it hits the head.
Yeah.
Throwing down the near side for the Knights, looking to switch things up, going now to the far side. Still looking for that chink in the Connorsville armor.
Yeah, if there is one, they definitely have not found one yet.
Knights set up again. Now here's Domi for Connorsville. Keeps the ball at his feet, dispossessed. Now the Knights looking to get Carter involved again. Nice job from the Connorsville defense to clear that ball. Dungan on the far side can't catch it before it rolls out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Knights right after this substitution. And it looks like the Knights are going to make a substitution in goal as well. As Ross, although he had 4 saves, he has given up 3. So the Knights are going to throw, looks like Brett Womble into goal.
And you think of those 3 goals, 2 of them were just perfect shots. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that. The one where he was out of position, that you kind of lay blame on that. But the Spartans just executed perfectly on those other 2 goals.
Official lets the game play on after that hard contact in the middle.
Yeah, I was wondering if something was going to be called.
South Dearborn soaks up the pressure, tries to get something going again. They have the ball in midfield. Knights looking for their options, can't find any. Ball cleared again by Connorsville. That one gets by Cooper Griffin now and gives the Knights an opportunity down the near side. Cleared by Connorsville. Knights again starting to press the issue. As Cole Martin tries to take possession in midfield.
But the Spartans have an answer every time.
Cooper Griffin to the races, trying to keep that ball in play. He cannot, and it'll be a throw-in to the Knights.
Again, every time there's a little bit of pressure, Connorsville, does not wilter at all.
Dawson Schroeder into the lineup for the Knights as Jacob Lewis will take a breather.
And that's got to be so frustrating for South Dearborn. Again, plenty of time to go in this half, just a little over 15 to go, so plenty of time to get things right. But it just seems like every time they start doing something, the Connorsville has the answer for it.
Luke Blakely called for the foul there as he's a little too aggressive on his positioning. Free kick now for the Knights. Looking to send it all the way up to Lakota Carter, unable to do so, but they do keep possession in the midfield.
I'm surprised that didn't knock him out. That sounded pretty...
It has quite the thud.
Yeah, it
from
had
up
the
here.
thud. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
This ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for South Dearborn once again. Still trying to work through the midfield. They've tried going over the top, Ron. They've tried going through the middle. They've tried the outside. So far, not a lot of luck for the Knights here today.
Not at all. And I mean, Spartans just... inserting their will offensively as well, putting them on their heels.
Connorsville working the outside of the 18-yard box. This is Cole Martin in the middle. Tries to keep it, gets the ball a little too far away from him. And it looks like Mr. Martin will get the first yellow of the game. Not sure what the official saw there as we take a look at the replay. May have just been that last shove in the back there.
A little too aggressive.
A little too aggressive. It could have been a buildup as well. He'd been called for a few fouls leading up to that. And a lot of times it's not the one big one that gets you the yellow. It's that accumulation.
Combination, yeah. Next is a red.
Next would be a red, yep. And that would set him on the bench for the rest of this match as well as the next.
Oh, wow. Don't want that.
Connorsville taking their time on the far side. Dakota Carter lurking now for South Dearborn as he tries to make up space. Can't do it. Ball controlled by Connorsville. That should be a throw-in for the Spartans. Brett Gray throws the ball in down the near side. Connersville trying to keep the possession. Man, that was quite the effort from Connersville's Luke Blakely. Unfortunately, unable to get past both defenders. Quick throw in now as Connersville looks to free Dami. Unable to do so. Here's Cooper Griffin. Looking to hook up with Luke Blakely, unable to do so. Things have started to slow down here as we're about 3/4 of the way through the first half. And that'll be a free kick for the Spartans as Lakota Carter came in rambling and a gambling. As you see here on the replay, takes out the feet of the Spartan defender.
Rambling and a gambling, I like that.
It's soccer, you have to use all the cheeky phrases.
Yeah, that's
right?
what you got to, yeah. Yeah, got to do the goal.
We've had 3 chances for you, Ron.
Yeah,
I expect you're going to take one of them here today.
I want to have to do it, but I don't want to blow the truck out. That's my only concern.
That was Judd on the free kick for the Spartans as they now possess in the midfield.
You know, on the free kicks, does it matter who does the free kick, or is it certain situations?
No, it does not. It is the dealer's choice in those regards. If you're in an attacking position, most likely your best striker is going to take it. However, again, that is completely up to the team taking the free kick. South Dearborn will throw it in from the far side.
You talked earlier, just about a minute or so ago, about it slowing down. Here we go.
Here's Blakely trying to find room in the box, and I think they will give him the penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say that should be a penalty kick, because if it's in the box,
it is a penalty, and then that player does have to take it.
Yeah. Is it a kick on the goal? A penalty kick on goal?
Because there was a penalty in the box, it will be a penalty kick on goal. Yes,
good.
That is right.
Good. Get ready, guys, if he scores.
Shot getting lined up.
Ooh,
nice save there.
Yeah.
And a second attempt there from Griffin is going to go wide.
Yeah, it looked like he may have telegraphed it just a little bit, as right before he shot the ball, the goalie went to his left, and nice saved. And, that could be something that just sparks the South Dearborn Knights. So South Dearborn registers their 5th save of the match. That's the first for Womble. Not the way you want to have to get your first save. Right.
Carter tries to work the ball up for South Dearborn as they again try to go over the top.
Definitely a wasted opportunity for the Spartans right there.
That'll translate into a goal kick for the Spartans as, Eli Judd sets things up.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier how things kind of slowed down a little bit, and with South Dearborn, that's obviously something that they don't want to have happen, being down 3-0 or nil.
0-0. They all mean the same thing. They have not been able to find the back of that net.
No, they haven't.
Connersville trying to handle the applied pressure now, all of a sudden coming from the Knights. Throw in to the box looking for Carter. Goes over his head, and Judd will scoop that one up. Quick throw there from the keeper.
Now, that doesn't count as a save, does it? Or does it?
No, the ball has to be on target for it to count as a save. And that'll be a free kick for the Spartans as South Dearborn is called with the foul. Dami will set up the free kick for Connersville. Interesting part of the field here to set up. You could go with a set piece. You could just swing it in. It looks like Connersville will just throw it into the box, see what they can make happen, and that'll be easy pickings there for the Knights keeper.
Yeah, very impressed with Dami. His ball handling skills. I guess he is left-footed kicking it right there, but it's the only way you can get that guy down is to hook him.
We've seen some good play from a couple of Spartans. Cooper has been very good with the ball at his feet. Dami, Martin was doing a good job working through the midfield. Connersville with a pretty strong roster here. I'm sure Coach Bottomley has to be happy with the way the season is progressing.
2-0, starting to find their rhythm. Or last 2 wins on a 2-game winning streak, 2-match.
Yep. Connersville started the season against Newcastle with a tie, and then from there have stayed above 500, so obviously that's good. They're looking for win number 4 here at the friendly confines of Spartan Field.
As we're coming down under, getting close to 7 minutes to go, you talked about it slowing down. Newcastle or South Dearborn definitely needs to regroup, needs to get something going here the last 7+ minutes of this half, so that way they can regroup going into the into halftime, intermission.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're South Dearborn, you don't want that 0 on the board when you take the break.
Yeah, you want to erase that in pretty quickly. And Ben, you've covered soccer enough. You know that 3-0 may be something that's insurmountable, but you've seen people score within 3 goals in a minute.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so many historical comebacks that you, as a coach, you could bring up. High school soccer tends to be a higher scoring affair than even Major League, Premier League, World Cup that we just had this earlier this summer. So this is by no means insurmountable, but at this point, it would just be a nice mental boost for the Knights if they're able to get that one.
Oh, absolutely. Especially since two of the 3 Connersville goals have been just perfectly placed shots. I mean, there was really nothing that the goalkeeper could have done. And
they're not having a bad game from goal. I mean, already 5 registered saves in this first half. That was almost number 6. Unfortunately, Lane Dungan's attempt goes wide of the bar.
The ball kid, he's getting a workout running after the ball. Yeah, he went down to the parking lot.
The day started off very gloomy here in Connersville. Woke up to a soaking rain, but it is absolutely gorgeous at this point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, I tell you what, Judd was out of position there for a little bit. He's kind of concerned. But he had some help.
Definitely bailed out there by the back 4. South Dearborn continues to attempt to apply the pressure. Carter tries a over-the-back kick. Just a bit out of position there by South Dearborn as Dami's able to intercede on behalf of Connersville. He's going to get called for a foul there. Has a couple words with the official as he trots by. Free kick now for the Knights.
Yeah, I'm probably asking him why he had to call it.
The Knights look to set something up as they are going to take that free kick. It's going to go wide of the goal, and that's easy work there from Eli Judd.
Yeah, he's had an easy day today. Eli has. He's not been challenged at all against his back 4 has just really made it easy for him. And as a coach, that's what you want.
Here's the goal kick from Judd. Spartans trying to settle here. So now they'll try to work the near side of the field. Nice 1-2 combination from the Spartans now looking for Angeles. Angeles lets the ball go past. Connersville unable to catch it, and here comes South Dearborn once again. Now Connersville. Angeles again in the middle, tries to keep the ball shot and just tipped out. Another great opportunity there from Angeles at distance. That is the second time today that he has tried his luck from outside the box, both times on target.
Yeah, very, very nice shot. Just the fingertips of the South Dearborn goalie saved that one. Yeah, and you would think, we talk about the three-point shot in basketball. That's a very low percentage shot. Those are low percentage shots, but they're making it look, again, just a fingertip away from going in. There we go.
Dami with a chance.
From our angle, I thought it was going in.
And Dami's holding his head there. He may have collided there.
I would have been knocked out 3 or 4 times playing this game. These kids are tough.
It'll be a corner opportunity once again for the Spartans. So South Dearborn, all hands on deck still.
I'm sure they have a pile of Excedrin over there on the sideline. Ben, you've played before. I'm sure you've walked out of here with a headache.
Never played in any organized leagues, but have picked up many a game, and
there we go.
And that'll be a goal.
I don't know who scored on that one, but
it looks like Dami's going to take the credit as he is enjoying a nice trot back down the field with his teammates.
Goal by Judgment Dami for the Spartans.
And it is. He just slots it in nicely there.
Yeah, again, very good execution for the Spartans. It wasn't anything that was just perfect execution.
Third time's the charm for Jugman Dami as he grabs his first goal of the match. Connersville now up 4-0 as we get into the waning moments of this first half. Here's Dami once again, not satisfied with one. He's going to work the near side. He's got some space. South Dearborn does a nice job of clearing that danger, and Connersville will try to set things up. So we're now looking at 2 minutes to play in this first half, plus any extra time.
Now, how does that? Now, how do they get extra time?
Well, in professional sports, the official will keep track of how much downtime there is, whether it be for substitutions, for goals, for injuries, and then they will add that time. But if I remember correctly, in the high school, they might shut the clock down, so it might be down to 0 and then done. But you'll have to forgive me; it's been a while since I've watched high school soccer.
Yeah. And that's amazing how they can keep track of that. No extra time.
And we're being told no extra time. We appreciate the advice from Coach Jeff Cooley of the Connersville girls soccer team.
Yeah.
Up here in the press box enjoying today's festivities.
Yeah, and Shane Russell, assistant athletic director, they do their best.
That attempt is taken care of there by South Dearborn as they'll clear it away.
How good has it been? I mean, just looking at the flag, we've barely had any wind.
1 minute left.
As a soccer player, is that what you want? No wind at all?
I think you're going to want a little bit of a breeze. I mean, think about running nonstop for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to want something going against the skin there.
Yeah. These kids, I tell you, it's amazing how. I really haven't followed. So I played when I was like 5, 6 years old, and when you play at that age, if somebody trips you, you do the rest of the game going after them. So there's really not, you know what I mean? There's really not a nice save there from Judd. But these kids, there's some strategy, obviously. We've seen that, some perfect executed goals. But the conditioning, you have to be. I couldn't go out there and do that. I'd have a heart attack. I mean, these guys are in perfect shape, and this is not one of those games where, as we count it down.
6, 5, 4.
And there's a goose egg on the board for South Dearborn.
2, 1.
And Eli Judd hits that ball away as time expires here in the first half. After the first 40 minutes of play, Connersville leading South Dearborn 4-0. We're going to take a quick break here on TV3. When we come back, we'll have the second half of action. You're watching the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot on.
Play basketball.
Back at Spartan Field here at the Connersville High School campus as the Spartans lead the South Dearborn Knights 4-0. Ben Houston along with Ron Wiley bringing you the TV3 Game of the Week. Ron, a very solid first half of action from the Spartans.
Absolutely solid. And the thing that impressed me the most was that the pressure that's out there were put on the Spartans the first 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes of the contest. The Spartans did not bend. They only gave up one shot on goal. We turned it around and we pretty much dominated from about the 33-minute mark. And some of the goals that we had, of the 4, 3 of them were perfectly executed from the Spartans as far as a good shot on goal. And, the Spartans, they're cruising.
The Knights clearly came out today looking to apply heavy amounts of pressure. Connersville able to counter that with an early goal. It did force South Dearborn to bring the defense back just a bit. And Connersville, they did a great job of probing and prodding and figuring out the best way to really attack. And that has translated into a sizable lead here for Connersville. Lots of shots on goal for the Spartans as they are now at 11 shots on goal. 12 shots total, resulting in those 4 goals. 2 saves for Eli Judd on the Spartan side, as he has only been tested a couple times, but was more than up to the task when he was.
Yeah, and the back 4 have just been incredible.
The combination of Womble and Ross in goal for South Dearborn has translated into 7 saves. So they have been tested and tested. Fortunately for Connersville, they've found a way to get 4 of those to go through.
Yeah, and again, the first goal, the Spartans offense, they pulled their goalie, the South Dearborn goalie, out of position and took advantage of that. And the other 3 goals were just pinpoint shots that were perfectly executed. There was really nothing that the goalie could have done on that. And, again, the Spartans just playing on both sides of the ball phenomenally.
The attempt there from Connersville was blocked, and it will be a throw-in for the Spartans.
Bottomley has to be very, very happy. He got some of his players some ample rest, which is very good when you have that big lead.
And the players, as Dami shoots the header and scores.
Yeah, very, very good. Again, a perfectly executed kick in, and just all around was just phenomenal. Goal!
There it is.
There we go. We got to do another one. I told the guys in the truck to get ready. Yeah, but haven't seen anybody slide. The Geico commercial where they slide through the whole thing. We need to see that.
Dami adding to his 4 goal count that he had coming into today's game. He's now to 6 for the season, as 2 of the 5 here today are for Jugman Dami. He now has the ball again. He's going to feed Cooper in the middle. Cooper tries to settle. Nice job there from South Dearborn's Jared Bros to keep that one out of the back of the net.
Yeah, Bros saved because we had definitely the advantage on that one, and it's out. Oh, no, I thought that...
And the FAR official decided that ball did roll all the way across the line. Touching the line is okay, but as soon as you can see grass between the ball and the line, that is it. And that one is going to go well out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans, as Armand Angelis now throwing in.
Yeah, the official there almost did one of those side kicks.
Back line of the Spartans coming forward to try to possess that ball. Overplayed the position. Now it's going to set the Connersville defense well out. Judd's going to come out of the box out of the goal to grab that ball. Stayed in the box. That's why he's able to touch it with his hands.
Now, the goalie can go up to the half line, but he cannot touch it with his hands outside the box. Is that correct?
The goalie can actually go all the way up, and you'll see that a lot of times in close games at the end. They will come all the way forward to try to help give a man advantage. But you are right. As soon as they step out of that 18-yard, what they call the penalty box, he is unable to touch the ball with his hands. And that's going to be a free kick there for South Dearborn, as Armand Angelis is going to get called with the foul. Will Townsend now was the one on the other side of that tackle. And a tackle it was, Ron.
That you see that on Friday nights.
This is Xander Beach taking the free kick for the Knights. He's going to go straight at goal. He's well wide. And although Judd was tested a few times early in the match, it has been smooth sailing for the Spartan keeper so far.
Yeah, he really hasn't been any, any pressure on him. And again, the credit is to that back four, Ben, that have just really, they've taken the pressure and they've applied it back to South Dearborn.
Judd came into the game with 29 saves. He has added an additional 2, so now looking at 31 for the season. And the sophomore keeper looking very good here. And I'm sure Coach Bottomley is happy to know that he's got 2 more years with the budding star.
That's good news for Bottomley.
Be a throw-in now for South Dearborn as we start to experience some overcast skies here at Spartan Field. Probably a welcome change for the players as that sunshine was really beating down on that first half. Still into the 80s here, even though we're now into September.
Yeah, and looking at the flag, it's still not moving hardly at all. So you get these clouds coming in, the humidity may be picking up a little bit. That's not good.
Here's Domi now with the ball at his feet, looking to create some magic for the Spartans, as he's actually going to push it to the defensive third.
I think he fooled our guy.
A little miscue there from Domi.
A rare miscue for the Spartans, overall. That penalty kick we had late in the first half, that was probably the biggest miscue, or we'd be up by 6.
Yes, it is. You have to be happy, though, if you're Coach Bottomley. You can make a mistake like that and still be up 5 goals.
You'll take that any day of the week.
Martin to Angeles. Angeles pushes it forward to Cooper. Cooper Griffin now. Griffin trying to find an open yard or two to take the attempt. That one is going to be easy pickings there, and we'll credit the save there to Womble, as I believe that was Angeles there with another shot on goal. But again, easy pickings rolling the ball across that slow to the goal. Here's Domi now looking for the near side wing. And it looks like it's going to be an offsides call there against Connorsville. So no player in between the Connorsville player and the goal when that pass was started. It's one of the more difficult rules to wrap your head around. You have to have a defender between you and the goal when the pass is started to be onside. So
wow, that I'm sure that gets missed a lot. I mean, you'd have
say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
And Cooper Griffin's going to be called for the foul there. He initiated the contact. Another good call there from the official. Free kick now from the Knights. They're going to try to go over the top. Judd comes out of goal, takes care of it, and kicks it away. So after that quick goal from Domi to start the half, things have started to settle in. It's just we say that Domi looking for some space up front. Another throw-in for the Spartans. I mean, it's the exact start, if you're the Spartans, that you want into this half. You don't want to give South Dearborn any room to think that they're going to get back into this match.
No, not at all. And that right there was a statement, a goal, if any, that early in this half to score. Again, we talked in that first half there towards the end that South Dearborn definitely would have benefited with a goal to come into the second half to at least be on the board, and for the Spartans to score so quickly, that's almost like taking a lot of the air out of the sails.
Ball still in play here, goes across the goal. You never want to see that as a goalkeeper, that ball just floating. I'm sure it feels like an eternity as it passes by. Luckily for the Knights, Connorsville wasn't able to push the issue.
And we have scored 2 of the 5 goals within that box, the goal box. And so, anytime there's pressure, there's got to be, the goalie's got to be feeling it.
Angeles' shot attempt is wide of goal, but it was hit by the Knights as it was going out of bounds. It's another corner for the Spartans. Possession to the outside of the box, maybe a touch of a miscue. Official says play on as the Spartan player goes to ground. That was Brett Gray on the far side of Connorsville sliding across the field.
Yeah, when you're on the ground and they tell you to play on, you got to get up as quickly as possible and don't jaw with the official to get a call.
Jacob Lewis coming out of the lineup for the Knights. Now here's South Dearborn working the far side of the pitch, trying to find anything to right the ship at this point. They've got plenty of time to score some goals, but they've barely tasted that attacking third.
Now, and that's got to be frustrating. I mean, here we are 10 minutes into this half, and it's pretty much more of the same.
Cole Martin with a long service into the box was looking for Cooper Griffin. He could not connect. We're going to have another free kick here. Connorsville starting to rack up the fouls here. Don't want it to accumulate too much and have that official start pulling for the yellow.
Yeah, no reason to play too aggressively, especially when you have a 5-0 lead.
Lots of movement up front by the Knights, trying to see if they can find anything. That free kick is easily handled by Eli Judd. Judd with a booming kick across midfield.
Yeah, Judd's got to be feeling good back here.
Connorsville seeing if they can counter.
Nice.
Keeps the ball looking for Griffin and stopped at the last second by South Dearborn. Dami's still going to press the issue. He's going to take it from outside, and it is saved there by Womble. So Dami feeling good about his game so far. He's already found the back of the net twice and takes another shot from outside the 18. Here's Cooper Griffin trying to find a little bit of space. Gets rolled up from behind. The official shakes his head no, as it's not often you'll see a defender come from behind, take out a player, and not get a call.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it. Griffin was and didn't get it.
Here's Angeles working the ball through the midfield. Cooper Griffin looking for space. That pass was a little too heavy. And that'll be a goal kick now for South Dearborn. Dakota Carter, we've not called his name much after that first 10 minutes of action for South Dearborn. Connorsville marking him very well and really taking him out of the equation so far here, especially in this first 12 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, again, much the same. I mean, almost a carbon copy of the first half.
Cole Martin dispossesses South Dearborn, finds Cooper Griffin as he's running forward. Nice last-ditch defense there from South Dearborn. Is going to clear the danger, and they're going to kick the ball up the near side. Here's Carter. And it looks like they're going to call an offside here against Carter, as he was just on the wrong side of the shoulder of the Spartan defender.
Yeah, 2 offside. This didn't see any of that first half.
Here's a free kick from the Spartans as they're going to see what they can do with a 5-0 advantage.
Thought it hit his hand.
It looked like it did. It's not always necessarily handball if the arm is in a natural position. That one seemed to be straight out though. So.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Connorsville soaks up the pressure, pushes the ball forward. Jugman Dami looking to create in the midfield once again. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Spartans after these substitutions.
Now we're getting some wind blowing to the east from the west across the field. The boys got to be enjoying that.
It's got to be a welcome reprieve from a very warm September day here at Spartan Field. Just enough breeze to cool you off, not enough to impact your passes and shots.
Right.
After the substitutions, Cole Martin now playing further forward than he had been in the midfield previously. Cole playing with that one yellow card from the first half.
Yeah, I got to watch it. Can't be too overly aggressive.
South Dearborn looking to create something in the midfield now. Carter pushes the ball forward. Back four of Connersville doing a nice job soaking it up.
Yeah, I would almost say if you got to pick an MVP of this ball game, you know, Tommy, of course, has 2 goals, but these back four have just been incredible.
And in the couple instances where they were not, Judd was there to clean up.
Yeah.
Connersville now looking to counter. They're going to play the ball into the back four, and that's going to go out for a throw-in.
Yeah, there's
starting to look like the beginning of the game did, Ron, where Connersville was letting South Dearborn come up the field a bit more and them playing off the counterattack.
Well, you know, with the 5-0 lead, I guess you can afford to do that, and we've that's been very effective as far as, you know, South Dearborn just has not been able to do anything offensively. And any little ray of light that they've had has been put out as quickly as it started.
This ball's going to make its way all the way back to Eli Judd in the box. He's going to grab that. And he's going to take his time deciding which way to go. Elects the kick to the far side, looking for Cooper Griffin. Now, Griffin not able to corral that one before it goes out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for the Knights. Here comes South Dearborn, trying to switch things up to come to the near side. Connersville giving South Dearborn some space to create, but as soon as that ball starts going towards Carter, they are right on top of him.
Yeah, they definitely have that planned out.
Here's Lane Dungan now pushing the ball forward for Connersville.
Here we go.
Trying to counter again.
Oh, yeah.
Down and back up is Connersville.
Very good.
That's Luke Blakely working hard for the money, and he's going to eventually get called for a foul, it looks like, so it'll be a free kick.
Yeah, he's not liking that at all. All that effort, you know, for naught.
Ball out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans, it looks like. Getting towards the halfway point here of the second half, it started out rowdy for Connersville as Jugman Dami was able to increase the scoreline to 5-0. Since then, we've settled into a bit of a chess match, a little back and forth play from South Dearborn and Connersville. Connersville allowing South Dearborn to play a little bit forward, trying to attack on the counter. Connersville pressing the issue once again. Luke Blakely goes to ground. He's going to get the call this time. It'll be a free kick from outside the box.
Yeah, and that seems like that's the only way you can stop the Spartans.
They have been very proficient so far, scoring those 5 goals.
Yeah.
Doing it looking good as well. It's not been balls just barely rolling across the net. It's been coming from set pieces, from good 1-2 connections from the players. So
perfectly executed. I mean, when they drew the first goal, when they drew the goaltender out and found that I forget who scored the first one, but found him streaking. That's, you know, again, all just perfectly executed from the Spartans.
Spartans play that free kick right into the wall. Angeles thought about an attempt. His attempt is blocked. Connersville able to keep possession for a moment in the midfield now. South Dearborn now plays the ball forward. Lakota Carter on his horse trying to get to that ball. It will roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. The initial call from the side official was to the Spartans, and it will be.
And Wynn picking up a lot more now.
There is rain in the forecast for later today, but it looks like we may have got a nice window as we're starting to see the sun peek out once again here above Spartan Field.
Which is fine as long as you keep that breeze going for the boys. I'm sure they definitely would appreciate that.
Dungan gives up possession on the back third. The ball is going to roll out. We'll take a quick break for substitutions here as Cole Martin comes back into the match for Connersville. Angeles will take a breather. Looks like Luke Blakely coming out as well for the Spartans. And Dylan Cox back into the lineup. Ball played to the corner. It will stay with South Dearborn. It went out across the sideline, so it is still a throw-in. Right at the halfway point here of the second half, Connersville leads comfortably 5-0. Here comes Luke Blakely looking, keeping the ball.
Oh,
Waited
nice.
nicely. He's looking for room. Nice cut in. He's got an attempt. And just saved at the fingertips of Womble. That was a nice run there from Connersville's Luke Blakely.
Yeah, that was beautiful dribbling, beautiful ball handling way that he split the defenders there. And, again, just very, very good play by Luke. Didn't come up the way he wanted it, but you got to give him an A for an effort right there.
The one critique would be he may have just waited a touch long. Thought about it. Nice.
There's the hat trick.
Dominating from this side.
Yeah.
Nice hesitation. Made the keeper commit and then took it to the near post.
Yeah, as he gets his picture taken. Very, very, again, the pressure that the Spartans have been putting on South Dearborn offensively has just it's been incredible. It's been a joy to watch today.
Tommy, as you alluded to, Ron did get the hat trick, third goal of the day.
Yeah.
Other scoring for Connersville so far is Griffin, McQueen, and Dungan. So Connersville sharing the wealth today as Judd plays a phenomenal game in goal, working on the clean sheet.
Yeah, he sure is. And Blakely could have had 2 goals. That penalty kick that came up short, and then that one right there. So he's definitely wanting to get on the goal sheet.
There you go, Ron, throwing out some.
Trying to throw it out there.
Soccer lingo.
I'm learning. You're teaching me.
Dungan drops it back to Blakely.
And one thing that's impressive, Ben, watching the Spartans here is they seem to be communicating very well. When they do get those open shots, when they get an advantage, they seem to know exactly where they're going to go and who's going to be where. They execute very well, and the goals that they've had 2 goals where they've shot the ball in from the side.
And the spacing has been very nice here from Connersville today. There's been a lot of 1-2 play that has been impressive as Dungan gets called for the foul there. Free kick to South Dearborn. A lot of things going right here for the Spartans today as they are well on their way to improving their record to 4-2-1. Judd decides to come out of the box. Looks like he makes the right call as Carter was pressing.
Yeah, I was very afraid there for Judd right there for a little bit, but he knew what he was doing and he had the advantage. Boy, he gets some airtime on that.
Back to a clear blue sky here at Spartan Field as the players looking up, having to shield their eyes from the sun. Here's Connersville trying to work the midfield. Here's Dami now starting to attack. He's looking for some space. Feeds it to Dungan. Dungan just offside though.
Yeah, he's not happy with that at all. He saw.
It was going to be a bit of a chore for him to do anything with that, as that was good defending there from South Dearborn.
Yeah. Yeah, that offside, just, one of those, you got to make sure you have the proper amount of defenders and Ooh, about took out the
official had to go to ground
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Technically, he's part of the field, but does not want to be. If
No,
he can
not
help
at
it.
all. Yeah, I would not want to be either. You don't want to take a header when you're not prepared to take one, you know?
Connorsville dispossesses the Knights on the far side and gives the ball right back. It's been pretty even in the midfield so far here today, but I would give the slight advantage of possession to Connorsville. Again, a few of their goals coming on the counterattack, but they've done a good job of methodically pushing the play forward to the attacking third and then taking advantage of the opportunities they've been given.
Yeah, and that's the key, taking advantage of the opportunities that their defense created for them. South Dearborn just really has not mounted anything for, past, really since like the 33-minute mark of the first half. Yeah, they've had a little bit of light, but again, every time that they've had a little bit, the Spartans have answered and put it out very quickly, and we've countered.
South Dearborn playing with the ball with their back four. They're now going to press it into the midfield. Interception by Cole Martin looking for Angeles up front. Angeles still looking. Angeles finds the open Spartan just wide of net. That looked like Connorsville's Caden Templeton.
Yeah,
that shot slotted just wide of the bar.
Yeah, Templeton had the angle there. The ball just a little bit too wide for him. He tried to make it up, but just was a little too wide of the goal.
Womble wasn't a good position either way for the Knights. So even if it didn't slot wide, he was there. And that'll be a handball, free kick for Connorsville.
I don't know how that one went. You talked about natural position. That one looked like that was a natural position. The other one didn't, so maybe it's a makeup call.
Domi looks to take the free kick.
I don't know if I'd want to be those guys that's the ball's coming right after you.
Yeah, the wall's not the most fun position to be as Domi tries to feed it into Martin. This was Dungan just wide.
Yeah, from our angle, it looked like he had that was going to go in there, and that would have been our third goal from a header. I think we've had two. I don't remember, but we've had multiple goals from inside the box there that was perfectly executed. That could have been the next one, but unfortunately it wasn't.
Domi's first goal of this half was a header, and then Dungan during the first half had a header, so we could have had the header hat trick.
Yeah, header hat trick, yeah.
Was not to be, though, as Connorsville still enjoying a 6-0 lead. Here's Dungan on the near side. He's going to push it forward to Angeles. South Dearborn there to clear, and it'll be a throw-in for the Spartans.
You talked earlier in that first half, Ben, when you talked about our four, the way that they just looked in sync. They looked like they were playing as one. There's a huge difference between ours and South Dearborn's. They don't look like they're in sync at all.
It's really hard to stay up mentally when you've given up 6 goals in a match, and so...
And most of those goals, like I said, it's not like they did anything wrong. It's just that we did everything right.
We've played a very solid match here as that throw-in into the box was taken care of by South Dearborn, one of the highlights for them.
And it wasn't like we've had, all of our 6 goals have been earned goals. There hasn't been any sloppy goals. Luck goals, close your eyes and it goes in goals.
Yep. Martin tries to clear to Domi. Domi playing with the ball at his feet, gives it back. Connorsville will slow down play.
Which in some cases may be a welcome relief for South Dearborn.
Here's Connorsville now across midfield. Domi looking to create. Little too heavy on that pass, and South Dearborn will dispossess and try to counter. Taken care of by Connorsville. Here's Cole Martin. Connorsville takes care of the midfield. Martin pressing the ball forward. Martin with 1 shot on goal so far here today. Now Dungan in the box.
Yeah,
Dungan, nice job cutting in. Shot and just over the bar.
Boy, he's had, 3 shots on goal that were just, inches of going in. He's had the last two for the Spartans, and
it does. That was a great replay there by the camera crew, and just not enough bend on that ball to keep it in. It did go off the fingertips of the keeper, so it'll be a corner kick for the Spartans. But Dungan now 4 shots now.
Oh, 4 now. Yeah, he's had a few.
One of those on goal and in goal, so he's got to be pleased with his day so far. Here's the corner from Connorsville. Swings out to Martin. Martin puts the ball back in play, and that one was trailing outside the box.
Yeah, he'd been that a little bit too much.
South Dearborn still pressing the issue. They've by no means packed up to go home yet.
No, not at all. And again, we've seen crazy things happen with 10 minutes, and to go, still plenty of time for South Dearborn.
Here's Angeles pushing the ball forward. Angeles trying out his acting career.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the official didn't
buy it. No, not at all. It wasn't a good enough act. Yeah, he's got to go to the LeBron. I know, a different sport, but he's got to go to that LeBron James school of flopping.
Judd beats Carter to the ball.
He scared me a few times running out there like that.
He's making good decisions, and you've got to like that out of the young sophomore. He's only once was it close, and so he's got very good vision as that ball goes into the South Dearborn fans here on the near side.
Yeah, boy, the wind has really picked up.
Under 10 minutes to play now in the second half of action. Connorsville leads comfortably 6-0. This is one of the more extended amounts of time that we've played on the South Dearborn side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, this may be the most we've had this half.
It's going to be a throw-in for South Dearborn after the mass substitutions. South Dearborn is subbing 6, Connorsville 3.
Time to get kids that don't normally play, get them time in there, and don't want anybody get injured.
Coming out for Connorsville, Cole Martin, Lane Dungan, and number 22. It's Riley Smith coming out for the Spartans. And South Dearborn finally connects, as it looks like Eli Judd has come out as well.
Again, got to feel good that they got the goose egg off the scoreboard. Now, will Judd, since he wasn't in, does that count? It doesn't.
It will not be a clean sheet for Connorsville here today.
Yeah, bummer.
It'll be one thing for Coach Bottomley to work on with his crew as they will continue action later next week after the holiday weekend. But little mental lapse there from the Spartans after the mass substitution. Looked like it might be the white flag waving from South Dearborn, and then able just to connect right away.
Yeah, and that, again, almost 7 minutes to go. They're down 5. The chances of them coming back and winning this game is slim and slim. None hasn't came yet, but still, it's you don't want to give up, and you're glad to score. You don't want to walk out of here with a shutout. We would have liked it. South Dearborn fans are glad that they scored, but again, we need to keep, because this game can happen at any time, as it just happened there with the score. And now that we got, pretty much cleared the bench, we need to keep the momentum.
Here's Angeles working the ball through the middle, has a player coming through that looked like Templeton, lost his footing.
Yeah, just a little too hard of a lead pass there from Angeles.
So goal kick for South Dearborn. Connorsville still leading comfortably 6-1 here with just over 6.5 minutes to play in the match. Been a dominant performance all around. The highlights for Connorsville include a hat trick for Jug Mandami and goals from Cooper Griffin, Bryson McQueen, and Lane Dungan.
And what was it, Blakely? He's had a lot of shots.
Blakely's had a couple shots on goal, including a penalty kick. Not been able to find the back of the net so far here today. Connersville with the free kick. Luke Blakely on the far side. Now to midfield. Connersville looking to create a little something off of possession. Here's Angeles. Angeles had Cooper Griffin, now Griffin. Dispossessed by South Dearborn. Connersville once again. Angeles unable to turn. Ball stays in play. That fresh grass really slows the ball down. Here's Connersville still working outside the box. Cleared by South Dearborn. Now they're going to run. Nice job there from Connersville.
I thought it was going to go out there for a second.
Hutton gets back to the ball to clear it. Connersville now. Griffin tried to get it to Angeles, just not enough weight on that pass. Now South Dearborn. Connersville now working the far side. Slots the ball to Blakely. He's getting the ball at full speed. Goes to ground. And it'll be a foul against Connersville. Free kick to the Knights.
Had a lot of those fouls at that point this half against Connersville. Can imagine if we didn't have those, how the score would have changed.
Under 5 now to play as South Dearborn sends the ball flying.
Uh-oh. Well, that could have been dangerous.
Here's Connersville, dispossessed by South Dearborn. Luke Blakely trying to take the ball back and does for Connersville. Now he's going to work with speed on the far side.
And he's got it.
Blakely into the box looking for who he has. He's going to take it himself. Oh. Nice save from Womble.
Yeah, Womble, I tell you, it looked like he may have lost it there for a little bit. And tell you what, Blakely, that guy doesn't give up.
Blakely unable to find pay dirt now on his third shot on goal. Here comes Jacob Lanehart on the near side for Connersville. He tries to put it into the box. He has a bit of a miscue on that kick. It goes out for a goal kick.
You mentioned something earlier, and notice number 12 has the captains. So the captain changes. Angeles is the captain now. So the captain changes during the game?
Well, it looks like both Angeles and Cooper Griffin have
they did.
the armband on.
I see that now.
Here's Armand. That ball is going to go out wide. It looks like it was last touched by South Dearborn as that defender was coming up behind him. Clock continues to tick here at Spartan Field as Connersville enjoys a comfortable lead. The set piece is getting set up ever so slowly as they start milking the clock a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing.
Here's Templeton now, puts it back into the box for Connersville. Looking is Lanehart to get to the ball. Now Angeles. Angeles tries to settle, gets the ball to his feet, looking for a bit of space. He's got 3 defenders around him now, looks for Blakely. Blakely pushes it back, and an easy save there. I'm sure at this point South Dearborn's Womble will take it.
Oh, yeah. Less than 2 minutes ago, I'm sure Blakely's out there looking at the clock going, I'd like to get something going. He'd like to score. Take the victory, but when you shoot that many shots on goal and don't score, at least that's a competitor to me, what I would want to do. Happy for the victory, but want to contribute a little bit on the scoreboard.
Plenty of opportunities for Connersville. Plenty of conversions on those opportunities as well today.
Yeah.
As it's been all Connersville all the time here.
Yeah.
And if you're a part of the Spartan faithful, it's been a pretty enjoyable match.
On both sides of the ball. I mean, we had gave up that one goal when we kind of cleaned house a little bit, but that was a perfectly executed play there from South Dearborn to score.
Ball is out of play. And it looks like that'll be for a goal kick as we are now at the 1 minute mark.
1 minute remaining.
Getz with service for Connersville. Cooper placed the ball down. Now to Blakely. Out of play. Now throw in for South Dearborn as they'll look to see what they can do with the waning moments of this match.
Well, they're not in any hurry. Yeah, and that's where the clock is obviously your advantage. There's no playing to the clock.
Another save there for Connersville. As this is all but said and done as Luke Blakely pushes the ball forward. Cooper Griffin has Templeton behind him. They're going to call offsides.
8.
And as we get into the final countdown,
5.
that will be the last play.
2, 1.
And that'll do it here at Spartan Field. Your final score, the Connersville Spartans 6, the South Dearborn Knights 1. Ron, fantastic match here for the Spartans today.
Very enjoyable match to watch. Obviously, if you're going to win, you want to win big, and the Spartans won big. Played excellent on both sides of the ball. Again, Eli Judd, phenomenal in the nets. The back four, Dami, I mean, the whole team played well. Very impressed with the Connersville Spartans. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak.
Connersville with 25 goals, or excuse me, 25 shots, 18 of them on goals. Wouldn't you like to see 25 goals in a match?
That'd be great.
25 shots, 18 on goal, with 6 finding the back of the net. Dami, the player of the game with the hat trick here today, was phenomenal, both possessing through midfield as well as on the attacking third. Want to thank our camera crew here today, as well as Sean Powsey and Justin Roberts in the production vehicle. For Ron Wiley, I'm Ben Houston. Thanks for tuning in to the TV3 Game of the Week.